Okay, so another thing, and, well, got rid of some photos now, so I can go work now. So, I had to say goodbye to Danny and Jessica after the incident, because I had to move to this one school called Mardan, instead of a school called Fulton. Mardan is pretty hard and switching schools and leaving my friends really made me stressed out because I couldn't really think straight. I made a few friends though. With this one person named Nicole. Named this girl named Nicole. And Nicole was really nice to me. She's actually a little lovey-dovey about me and stuff, but Nicole, and then there's Nicole, and then I have another friend named Kieran, and Kieran's like the jokester of our class, and he's, funny. Kieran, and then there is this other kid named Drew. There are a lot of kids in my class. I'm just saying. Actually, not really many because it's a private school. Drew. And then Rayla. Rayla's, I counted, a month and 14 days younger than me. Rayla. And then, well, there's this other kid that kind of talked back to me a lot called Gavin. But Gavin was still kind of friends with me. And then, well, sadly, I had to say one thing. That in 6th grade, which I was in 6th grade, is not middle school. Only 7th and 8th is middle school in my school. And I really had a stressful time there, still after losing my friends, after losing Danny and Jessica. That was stressful. And then replaced with all those other friends that I had to put up with. But now, just have to say that also, nearing the end of the school year, I've kind of had a crush on, well, I started to grow like little crushes and always wanted to make, oh, no. Let me grab my eraser. I know there's already an eraser. Had a crush with this guy named Anthony, but he was like 2 years older than me. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what to say about this, but I always had a crush on him, and well, I'm just drawing really crappy things right now, and on my boredom, and I always felt really close to him somehow, and I don't know why. I don't know, really. And there's some other kids younger than me, and there's some other kids that were younger than me, and they were really cool too. And then, I don't know why, I didn't really get to know him as well, but he was a very special, I don't know, I really had a crush on him, but then I met some Amy's class, but then there were some kids in Amy's class. I'm really getting mixed up all my life right now, I don't know why, but there were a lot of people. Another kid in the same Danny's class. There was Riley. She's bald. I don't want to draw her bald, so I'm gonna give her some hair. Riley. And then there's Jenya. Oh no. Jenya and Miles. He was in 3rd grade and actually really tiny. He was really tiny. He was Miles, and Miles is pretty sweet, as a matter of fact. And there's Miles. And then there's Natalie. I don't know why her forehead big. Natalie, and let me put Amy's class at the top here. Amy's class. I don't know if I can fit all of them in a page, but I just have to say. Now, what next? But then it was still really stressful for me just to leave my friends alone like that, especially when I actually promised Michaela that I would go to Fulton. That promise might have to be broken. There were a lot of threats like buzzing through my mind. Like she said I'd see you next year. In 2 years, when I was in 7th grade. And then there's Danny and Jessica. Then after that there was friends and crush. Now, I really had these 3 thoughts coming up in my mind, but 2 of them they were all arguing around with each other. I decided to give these up. Just stay with my friends and crush. I don't know why. It's really stressful for me. Beforehand, before I went to Mardane and stuff, I decided to grab my YouTube identity. Since I was literally, strangely, addicted to this character named Hogan in Ginga Densetsu Lead. He was a villain, and he was actually really special to me. Just gonna draw him right here. Literally always here on my side. It's literally there on my side and just there for me, I guess. And then there's Hogan right there. Besides, since he looks kind of like a nice guy there, just wanted to call myself Friendly Hogan. I don't know why I got all jumbled up in my life right now, but this is it pretty much. Now, FriendlyHougen is referred to on the internet, and Cube. I suck at drawing cubes. Computers. On the computer, on the Xbox or something, which are my best cube or whatever. On my Xbox and on my... And well, I still have a lot to do in my life, and I guess this is it for now. And I'll see you. Bye! No. Hello everybody. My name is FriendlyHougen. I'm going to show you to draw my life. FriendlyHougen. Or it's my real name, Rachel Taylor. Now, first of all, before we get to things, my life has been really tough recently. But, just let you know. So, I was born in what is now known as pretty much California. In SoCal, where it never snows. In a city called Huntington, in a place called Huntington Beach. And then, well, it's born a little bit below or something. I don't know exactly where, north or below. But I was born a pretty big baby. Pretty big baby, as a matter of fact. I'm just gonna do terrible drawings and my boredom. I was born a pretty big baby, and I was about 11 pounds, and I don't know how many ounces, like 21, 22, something like that, around in the early 20s ounces. And when I was 3, I mean really little, I was diagnosed with ADHD or something like that, or autism, I should say. I was diagnosed with autism. And I pretty much was a pretty sad baby after that, because, well, I didn't really feel like having autism was a really good thing. Felt like it was gonna... Sorry, that's just free roam spawning, if you just were wondering. Now, if... well, anyway, my dad... really crappy drawings. My mom... We're been married for about a year before I was born. I'm gonna put a big R here. R and Rebecca and Edward. Now they were pretty good parents. Till I just popped out of nowhere. And I was always just there to, like, ruin things and stuff, but that's pretty much it for my little baby life. Now, when I was around 3, or a little bit before, a couple of months before I turned 4, I was playing around, I was, pretty much, went to preschool. And the preschool was pretty cool. There was a big playground, and I was like, I can remember, it kind of looked like this. It was like a little jungle gym or something. So these, like, and this big slide over here, and all that good stuff. And now, so this little thing right here, and well, they were like, I don't know what, but I was there, and there was this big, curly, really curly haired African-American boy named Chase. But he had, like, staplers and stuff in his hair, I don't know. It was really fluffy. And there's, I forgot what it was, like, there was this one Asian kid or something. I'm not trying to be racist here. They were both really nice. They were both really nice, and no, I don't know how to draw an Asian person, but I don't know. Well, they were really nice to me. And then well, there was me, of course. They were both really nice to me, and I thought I was gonna marry this guy right here. And the choice was sadly left out, but he was still my friend. And, well then, afterwards, when I was about 5 or 6, I was just running around on the sidewalk with Crocs on. With actually having Crocs on. And Crocs, and then I just tripped and fell, face first. Tripped and fell face first on the ground. Face plant myself. And I was bleeding on my upper lip, my knee, and my wrist. And as you can pretty much see, I still have that scar from that same moment. I'm recording right now, I guess. It's right there, but I don't think the scar on my knee is still there. Sadly, my iPod Touch's battery died, so... I mean, not battery, but it just ran out of space, so let's continue. Now... As a matter of fact, my life even got harder and harder. I went to a school called Newlands, and starting from kindergarten. In kindergarten, it was pretty tough because I was always bullied by my teacher. Well, my teacher was really nice, and then she shoved me in the office when I was misbehaving. Sorry, this is just a little crappy looking teardrops. And then there's my teacher, Miss Carol. The thing did it again, but, well, Miss Carol was replaced with this nice lady named Miss Epling, which I stayed with for, first to, which I stayed with for first, second, and third grade, and then I finally had to say farewell to move on to Courageous, which is a school not too far from Newland, but kind of up a little hill. And in Courageous I met a few friends, and one of them was named Danny, around the same age as I was. Or the same age as I was. Then there was Danny, and then there was Jessica. Oh, I forgot that there's another kid at Newland I met that appeared in second grade. She was only a year younger than me. And her name was Michaela. And Michaela is also a really an important person in my life. Because Michaela, when she was in third grade and moved back into Courageous with me, she was in love with the Lion King. She was in love with the Lion King, and she decided to make her own little play. But then, well, canceled it. I was gonna be Rafiki, and I was really excited, but she canceled it. Put another crosshair. And then, well, I got Danny so into Okamiden, and I also did the same with Jessica. And then one time, in 5th grade, we were reading Sign of the Beaver. Sign of the Beaver. And then, we had to draw a little doll for what we thought the doll would look like, that the guy would make for a little sister that was going to be born. And I drew one. Looked like it was all like made out of twigs and stuff, like made out of this straw and stuff, which was described in the book. And then Danny came up to me and said, He said this. No. He said this. Hey, that looks like Kuro. Okami didn't reference, but hey, that looks like Kuro, but and then I started laughing and we had a good time together. But sadly, that all changed after I had a huge flip out since, as I said earlier, I had autism and I had a really short temper like my dad, and then, well, I got into this huge